Morning everybody. So this morning I'm wearing brown, and the reason I'm wearing brown is because I'm going to be talking about floating, and in particular a type of meeting that we all get, that we've all accepted, that is actually brown the moment it hits us. And there's a really simple way to deal with it. But before we do, let's talk about the colours. So we've got the 3 green behaviours: thinking, communicating and improving. Those are the essence of leading, and they are the things that will take you, your people and your organisation upwards, make things better. Then there's amber behaviours, 2 of those, monitoring and directing. Those are the essence of managing, and they manage risk. They stop things from falling backwards. Then there's red, doing, and brown, floating. And if you have those in your diary too much, it will take your people, your business, and you backwards, make things worse. There's another one. There's blue behavior, and blue is about living. It's about looking after your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, and that's where you get your recharge, where you make sure that you're in the right space when you do go to work. So yesterday, having a conversation with a client I'm going to be doing a discovery with in about 2 weeks' time, and we often talk about some of the main challenges so that I can be aware of them and bring them into the conversation when we have it. And one challenge that came up, it's something that does come up time and time again, but it occurred to me I've never spoken to you guys about it. And it is when they said, we get so many invites to meetings where it says agenda TBC, or where there's no agenda attached. It's just a meeting name, a bunch of people, and that's it. And what this particular person said was, for me, a few days beforehand, I will send a message back saying, look, it said agenda TBC, it's still unknown. What is this about? And one of the interesting things I fed back to them is I said, well, we will actually cover this in the discovery. I said, because there is one particular category, you know what it is, that is relevant when you don't know the value that something is going to bring, or that you know it isn't going to bring any value. And an agenda TBC is the pure definition of I don't know what value this is going to bring, okay? So I said, what will happen in that case is if you spot a meeting like that, the moment it comes into your inbox, you don't know what value it's going to bring. So we will colour that a particular colour. And they said, I so hope it's brown or something like that. It is brown. Okay, got a little bit excited when that happened. But the point I was trying to make is that we shouldn't be accepting, people will not respect your time until you respect your own. And accepting a meeting into your diary where you don't know the point of the meeting or you don't know the agenda, that is you not respecting your time. Why should anybody else respect it in that position? So there is a really simple way of fixing this, okay? And there will always be pushback from people. They'll say, oh yeah, but I didn't have time to create an agenda. I think that's a really poor excuse. If you've got time to create a meeting, if you've got time to think about who's going to be invited to it and send it out, then you've got time to create an agenda. But you know what? You don't even need an agenda. If I'm really honest, an agenda is just a task list of things you're going to go through in a meeting. But to what end? For me, the most important thing you need when you're creating a meeting is to create the meeting, is to invite the right people. But before you do that, is to think about what it is the meeting is there to achieve. And I often use a little technique called this meeting can end when ... And that's all you've got to write down. This meeting can end when ... And all you have to fill in is the ... bit. And all that'll do, that'll tell everybody why that meeting is there, because we know that it can end once we've achieved a certain thing. What's also good about that is it gets everybody focused on getting to that end, because by definition, even if the meeting is an hour long, if you can get to that end after half an hour, guess what? The meeting ends. We've achieved the target. We've achieved the objective. Okay? So another objection I will get is people say, but what if my boss has invited me to it? Now, personally, I used to not care very much whether or not my boss invited me to it. I would reject it and I would say, I'm afraid I don't understand what this meeting is for, and therefore I can't accept it into my diary. That's what I would say. Those of you who are not quite as rebellious as me have the option of tentatively accepting a meeting. Yeah, there's a little button that says tentative, and it's basically saying to somebody, yeah, I might, but I need to have more information. And you can tentatively reject a meeting or tentatively accept a meeting more like, on the basis that they will provide some kind of understanding about what this is about, okay? And if somebody says an agenda will follow, you can always go back and say, I'm not worried about the agenda. Can you just tell me when this meeting can end? What are we there to achieve? And then leave it there. It's a really simple technique, but hopefully it'll give some of you freedom to not believe you have to write agenda. You don't. You just have to tell people what needs to be achieved in the meeting. And it should be very quick. So that's it for now. I'd love to hear your comments below. In the meantime, have a great day. Have a great week.